we sell products. And you're talking about information products, the cheapest thing to produce and the quickest thing to sell. And it's easy, you deliver it online. So downloadable stuff or whatever. Again, that's what John does so well. He and Jay Abraham have been doing this for many, many years, and I'm sure you've kept up with the internet and all the ways to deliver. So we may have information products that we can sell through a foundation or a corporation.
Let me just give you a quick idea. We talk about personalizing this stuff because so many people are going to be interested in what they can do for themselves. Where's the immediate benefit? How do we engage people at a grassroots level? One of the URLs that I have that I just picked up as a result of our dialogues in preparation for this was my longevity blueprint, or longevityblueprint.com. You now have the ability to create testing mechanisms. Some of those would not be physical, but they could be lifestyle ones, and you could now start to help people identify, you know, what's their lifestyle impact? What's their current health impact? What is their longevity blueprint? How do they change that? How do you map and take them forward? You now have an engagement at the truest sense, customized, if you will, personalized rather, to who somebody is and where they're going. And then now you have, once you've got this path, you've got a relationship, you've got an engagement. And whether you know, the nanotechnology becomes important, or stem cell issues become important, as their situations evolve in life, those are the paths to the information that they're going to look for, but you capture them in something that's personalized like that. So that's just an idea, you know, to give you an example.
Why not target junior college or college level kids? I mean, here it is, here's this material. We know what's going on, but without educating the most impressionable, you know, indoctrinate the ones that we want to get involved, it's not going to go anywhere. So we have this material. Think about cutting the video as an educational medium, so something that can be incorporated into gerontological classes at the college level as a counterpoint to, you get old and this is what happens and this is the little that you can do to mitigate it. Well, hey, there's a different story that can be told now.
One of the suggestions that I have that just came to mind is people come to events of all sorts, they get excited, rah-rah, yeehaw, kumbaya, the whole deal, and then they go back and Monday morning, the kids are a problem, the work is sucking, and momentum gets lost. So one of the things I'd like to propose is that maybe we think of a time not that far down the road, and I'm talking a week from now, to make some sort of a conference call, a go-to-meeting type thing. Aubrey, I love you for thumbs-upping me on this, where we all get online, anyone who is here, and we kind of check in and we talk about what's transpired in the week, kind of motivating people to actually get something done. And we have a check-in and just see what's shaken, what's shook, and keep the fire going, keep the fire stoked. So I'd just show of hands who'd be on a call, make themselves available for a call like that. And then and are you a person who can make that happen? Duh. So Aubrey will organize our conference call. And today's a Sunday. Is a Sunday a good day to do it? Okay. Is a Sunday a good day to do that? I just want to see when we want to shoot. A Sunday's a good chat, show of hands, good chat day? Okay, great. So that's done. Thanks. Thank you.
I just wanted to tell a couple of stories here to kind of outline the range of emotions involved in these things, based on your concept of who we educate first and what can happen if the wrong people get the wrong ideas. Sometime in the mid-90s, I went to a Gerontological Society of America meeting. I don't remember exactly which city it was in. But those of you who know the GSA know that it's divided up into three groups. There's a scientific group, which is a small number of people, probably several hundred. And then there's the social sciences group, which are the people involved in gerontology that are basically focused, geriatrics and gerontology, right, that are basically focused on, you know, the best way to put it, I guess, might be housing the elderly and, you know, making their decline in life enjoyable. And I was the president of ASG at the time, and I said, you know, this was in the middle of my enthusiasm over the centenarian genotyping project. I said to the science meetings were great, but I made the mistake, well, you can call it a mistake, of going to the social meeting, which was much, much, much bigger. I would say, you know, 1,000 or maybe 2,000 people. And got up and made the statement like this, saying, we're going to figure out what stops aging and stop it from happening. Exactly, that was exactly my point. There were boos scattered throughout the audience, and people effectively going, that's not true. So the interesting thing is out there that there will be or could be a backlash or resistance to this, and we should prepare for that in advance. In contrast, Robert Freitas conned me into giving a talk at the 1999 A4M meeting when Nanomedicine Volume 1 came out. And I've been to a lot of scientific conferences. When I finished my talk on Nanomedicine Volume 1, saying, you know, here is the textbook for how to apply nanotechnology to nanomedicine and how to ultimately use this to extend the human lifespan, and finished the talk, I had people in the first 4 or 5 rows of that conference, and if you've ever been to an A4M conference, it's a big conference, stand up and they started cheering and clapping. So there's people out there who are going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's other people out there who are going, no, no, no. So whatever materials we produce, we should be aware of those pulled, and the idea of educating the young people to be in the yeah, yeah, yeah perspective. I don't think young people aren't going to pay much attention to their longevity, but you can bring them into the fold by saying, don't you really want your parents to live? But you know, to see you get married, to be able to hold your great grandkids, you know, that kind of thing. And so that's a point to, you know, remember when bringing them in is young people think they're immortal already. And even if it takes 50 years to develop this technology, that means they probably are immortal. You have to hook them in through their love for people who are not yet effectively immortal.
Well, there is the carrot and stick. You could always threaten to be living with them when they're raising their kids.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Any more comments?
I'm Mike. I'm president of the SENS Foundation. I've met most of you before and several of you today. Is it coming through? Thank you. Thank you. Just to give you a little bit of heads up about us, we've been around for several months now. We're carrying on Aubrey's research in SENS, and what we're trying to do is focus on mainstreaming this message. I've been talking to people like Ryan here at Parexel and other people who could help us mentor this towards real product development in the biotech community. And the idea that we want to address, what we want to achieve, is we want to try to do technology acceleration. I think what we've got here is the basis for a biotech 2.0, basis for a real transformation. And we talk about putting together tiny little bits of money to get this thing going. $5 million for a company, Bill, just, you know, very small amounts of seed capital. Really what I'd like to see is just enough effort on the low-hanging fruit that can demonstrate feasibility, and the thing will take care of itself. Our message has become much more about mainstreaming this as a common-sense solution to health maintenance than it has been traditionally about life extension. And the reason for that is, if you focus on that and you cross that barrier of mainstreaming with the biotech community, then this is all going to take care of itself. Once the FDA understands that there are ways you can license life extension drugs, once the community understands there's business models to make money off of this, you won't have to do anything. We won't have to be here. We can all just be in the companies actually getting this done. But if you don't address that mainstreaming effort, none of this will ever be able to happen, because you'll always be facing that barrier with the FDA, with the socio-political reaction to, if we live forever, then the earth will become overpopulated and all the rest of this stuff. which are philosophical arguments I'd rather just stay away from. Just say, nobody has a duty to die. Nobody in the medical community argues that right now. Let's just focus on this as a common sense health maintenance solution, and that should be the solution to our problem. Anyway, just a little bit of comment about where Ascends Foundation is trying to take this. Thanks.